Hello YouTube, it's Eduard from Still Not A Millionaire, and welcome to another episode. Another week has just ended, and starting once again with our weekly analysis of the markets. As you can see, the US market seems to be leaving a bit its consolidation, okay, around this value. It seems to be growing once again. I don't know why, maybe because of the presidential elections that are coming, and people are making their bets. Because when we look at the news, I don't see many positive news that can explain this price increase of nearly more than 2% in the previous 2 days. In the previous 2 days, yes, exactly. Well, in Portugal and in Europe, the trend wasn't as clear as this, because the Europe is showing a lot of positive cases of COVID-19, and the situation is even surpassing what we have seen in the US. Okay, as you can see from this chart, the European Union has just passed the US in regarding the daily confirmed COVID-19 cases, okay, per million of people, 7-day average. Nevertheless, in terms of that, it is still more significant in the US, but nevertheless, US seems to be decreasing a bit. Of course, this data, well, we already know all the problems that might be beneath this data, but nevertheless, let's assume that this reflects what's happening in each economy. And as you can see, European Union, in terms of that, it seems that it is still growing once again. As you can see here, the first lockdown started when there were around 0.6 deaths per million of people, and now we are already at 1.1. No, that's why a lot of countries are already taking more lockdown measures. It mentions here, for example, Spain, that is also passing significant trouble. UK also announced a new 3-tier system of restrictions for England, and so on. So as you can see, I don't understand why markets are behaving like the way they are. There were some positive news today regarding an increase in retail sales in US, but well, I don't see how this is more important than what's happening regarding COVID-19, because well, this is a good sign that economies are recovering, but I think that there are a lot of signs that are showing a close lockdown. We are, in my opinion, we are near another lockdown, and vaccines, despite some announcements, for example, from Pfizer, that said expected to reach a key milestone in its COVID-19 vaccine candidate. Well, I think that there is still a long time to go until we can do a mass production of the vaccine and distribute them throughout most of the population, and until then we will need to be in any sort of lockdown measures. So I don't see why markets aren't discounting this. As you can go, for example, go here to the US, it is growing once again. Well, I don't know, that's why I'm still outside of the market after so many videos I made. I'm still outside of the market, but I think that this is the best decision in the long term. Even in REN, that was the previous company that I've quickly analyzed in the previous video, REN is also had a sort of increase throughout the first part of the week. Now it's once again at 2.4. That was similarly to the price that we have seen in the beginning of this week. It was at 2.39 cents. Okay, but I think that I will place some limit order just to enter. I think that this is a good price, taking into account the dividend that it pays, and also, well, uh, REN is as I said previously, is a solid company that has also a solid position within the sector it operates. So I think that it might be a good bet in the long term. If you want to do a quick analysis, and if you want to select companies from your watch list, okay, apart from the other tactics that I've been using, you can also use this sort of sites, okay. This is a site that one friend of mine recommended me, simply Wall Street .st, and I really like the way things are presented to you. You can see a really good summary of the companies. Of course, don't rely fully on this type of websites, because these only crunch numbers, and the companies are not only about numbers, okay. You also need to understand the industry and the trends and basically study numbers by yourself. But for example, imagine if we watch REN. Another good thing of this website is that it also has a lot of stocks from several smaller exchanges, such as the Lisbon Stock Exchange, okay, that isn't as traded as the US or the UK stock exchanges, but we can see a lot of information here, and updated information that is great if you also want to trade outside of the major markets, okay. So I leave you this tip here. Let's see how this week goes. I hope that I see some additional correction. I don't know. I think that I will place my limit order around here, around 2.35, okay, just to build my position. It's important to I think that is important that, well, I'm doing this in the long term, okay. So timing the market here might not be a good strategy for me. So this is what I'm planning to do in the upcoming week. I don't see still any market correction. Well, let's see if it goes well. I will enter in REN. I was also analyzing Gulp. I will bring the analysis into on the next video. Okay, Gulp is basically an integrated company that operates in the oil and gas industry. It is an industry that has suffered a lot from the COVID-19, mostly because the demand of oil and of oil products has decreased a lot. People aren't leaving their homes and riding their cars and traveling by planes as much as they did before. But honestly, I think that this is only a short-term shock into the demand, and after things go back as normal, people will start to live again, and well, I think that the transition to fully renewable energies will still take a lot of time, at least 10-20 years, and until then oil and gas will still be the main sources of energy that will drive the economy. Hope that you have enjoyed this quick briefing of what's happening in the markets this week. Sadly, I'm still out of the market, but well, on the other hand, I'm saving some liquidity in order to, I hope, take some better positions and maximize my long-term return. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and as always, leave your like, your subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next week.